Minimalism is obviously a very trendy topic right now, but it's one that Hannah and I really never identified with until we decided to move into an Airstream. And what do you know? Living in less than 200 square foot has a way of forcing minimalism on you.
When Nick and I first decided to live in an RV full-time, we definitely weren't minimalist. In fact, anybody who helped us move into one of the 3 apartments that we lived in during the first 3 years of our marriage would have called us maximalist. We had all the stuff, hordes of folders and binders given away by old professors, overflowing bookshelves, and bulging closets, even though we looked as unfashionable then as we do now. But we had plenty of space to put everything, so we never really gave it much thought.
What made us think we could actually squeeze into a 200 square foot Airstream from a 1,200 square foot apartment? We still really don't know. But the transition has been a lot easier than we ever imagined, and it's all because we changed one thing: our mindset about stuff.
If you followed the minimalism trend, you can probably guess the book we're about to discuss, Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. I thought this was going to be another one of those things telling me to own 7 shirts, 3 pairs of shoes, and 2 pants. We've all seen those minimalist closet checklists, but Kondo's method is completely different. The first thing Kondo tells you to do is discard, and consequently, that's the first thing we found ourselves having to do when we moved into the Airstream. Getting rid of things is a real struggle for me. I am sentimental to my core. I'm not just attached to family heirlooms. I can find some sort of sentimental attachment to just about any object we own. But the way Marie Kondo tells you to go through and discard things really made this process a lot easier for me.
When we say discard, we mean throw away or donate or basically anything you have to do to get stuff out of your house. So how did we actually get rid of 75% of our things when Hannah just told you she's sentimental and really doesn't like parting with stuff? Well, we simply followed Marie Kondo's instructions. First, divide all of your stuff into different categories. Start with tackling your clothes, then your books, then your documents, then miscellaneous things, and finally family heirlooms and mementos. Don't try to do everything at once. Start with small groups and work out from there.
But the real game changer in all of this was Kondo's emphasis on gratitude throughout the process of getting rid of things. And that all starts with recognizing an object's purpose. So maybe you bought a blouse, wore it once, and then decided that it didn't suit you. Well, that blouse served 2 purposes. 1, it gave you a thrill when you first bought it, and 2, it helped you figure out what your style is and what it's not. Kondo's theory is that most items in your home have already served their purpose, so you should thank them for serving that purpose and wish them well as you send them on their way to continue their journey. The process may sound silly, but it really comes down to gratitude. When I paused to analyze the purpose of the items that I was thinking about keeping or getting rid of, it really helped me to be able to let go of things without the guilt of, oh, I only wore that once, or oh my gosh, I never even used this. One of my favorite quotes from Marie Kondo's book is, "Not all clothes have come to you to be worn threadbare. It's the same with people." The same way that not all friends are lifelong friends, not every piece of clothing that you buy is supposed to spend its entire life with you. And that's okay. Thank that item for serving its purpose and its contributions to your life, and then let it go. You can finally stop desperately clinging to your things and give yourself permission to simplify your space and your life.
No joy.
He's taking the dining room chairs.
They don't bring me joy.
When you're trying to get rid of things, you have to come to terms with the fact that you can't appreciate things in bulk. When you have so much stuff that you can't even remember what it is that you have, you can't truly appreciate anything. You have tons of things that are good, which actually causes you to underappreciate what's great. But when you make a conscious effort to only surround yourself with the things that you love, you'll be able to express a much deeper gratitude and feel way more content with the things that you do have.
But what if you regret getting rid of something? This was mind-blowing to me, but it's okay. In fact, if you go through a major purge, you're almost certainly gonna miss something eventually. But this leads me to my absolute favorite quote from Marie Kondo's book. Life becomes far easier once you know that things will still work out even if you're lacking something.
And living in an Airstream continually reinforces this for us. We are constantly having to deal with small inconveniences and discomforts because we live in an RV full time.
But they're all very small because anything not very small won't fit in there.
That's exactly right. So from lack of hot water or limited kitchen space for cooking, or Hannah and I having to perfectly coordinate our movements as we try and move past each other in the Airstream, there's all kinds of discomforts we have. But guess what? It's okay. We've learned to deal with all these different discomforts, and the truth is most of them just aren't that big a deal. It's actually extremely freeing knowing that you can do without most of the comforts that you used to consider a necessity. Now sure, Hannah and I will definitely enjoy living in a house someday when we get done with the RV life, but I think that our time in the Airstream will definitely help us fully appreciate living in a house and all the nice things that come with it. We'll also never feel stuck, because at the end of the day, we can do without most of the stuff that we have.
Marie Kondo argues, and I agree, that the act of cluttering up your house is an instinct that we use to deal with stress, much like overeating. When we complete the process of tidying up, it forces us to slow down and examine our inner state, so it really helps you reset your life. Tidying is a tool to help you reach your desired destination while focusing on what's most important. And what do you know? That kind of sounds like a budget. Also, like a budget, minimalism isn't a one and done kind of thing. We're constantly examining our stuff and trying to figure out if it's worth keeping in our small space. And initially, it took us several rounds of sifting through everything to get down to a reasonable amount. Just remember, it's all about the journey. So slow down to enjoy the process of making minimalism work for you and learning to truly appreciate the things you have.
Well guys, we've brought it full circle, from minimalism back to budgeting. So we'd love to know what your perspective is. Are you part of the minimalism movement? Leave a comment down below and let us know.
And if you haven't already, consider checking out Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And of course, you can find her on Netflix now too.
As always, subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this. But remember, we can teach you about minimalism and tidying up, but we can't make you do it. The choice is yours. We'll see y'all next time.